Well, no word yet if a special master will be appointed to review the documents the FBI seized at former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago home. Judge Aileen Cannon has delayed the ruling after a special hearing. Now, for more on this, let's get into the nitty-gritty. We're joined by constitutional law attorney and former legal counsel to President Trump and a Newsmax contributor, Jenna Ellis, and distinguished university professor at Touro University, Thane Rosenbaum. So first off, Jenna, for Donald Trump and his team, and just actually, everybody in America, is it a good thing or a bad thing for the Trump team, this whole delay? Can you read the tea leaves?
Right. Well, I think that the request for the special master is absolutely appropriate. Of course, no one trusts the FBI to actually use what they call a taint team, which has fallen out of favor actually in use. And there's a case pending before the Supreme Court that's actually going to review that practice. This is a really good request from him, but why it took 3 weeks for his legal team to actually request that is really the question. I think that Judge Cannon likely didn't rule immediately from the bench because she is poised to put out more of a thorough ruling that is in writing, because likely, however she rules, either side is going to appeal it. And so she probably wanted to take some time to put more into that particular opinion, but hopefully we'll get that soon. And, really it should have come out yesterday, because the longer it goes, then the DOJ is simply going to say there's less and less need.
Yeah. And Thane, if she actually rules against the special master, denies it for Trump, then what would be next for Trump's team? Who do they appeal to?
Well, they probably won't appeal at that point, Rob. I mean, I think at that point they're playing a game of chicken, right? A week ago, the government said that we can't show you any of the affidavit attached to the warrant, search warrant, because everything is too sensitive and delicate and confidential. A week later, there's all kinds of information we're now learning. It's like they leaked the redacted affidavit. So if there is no delay at this point, and if the government is taking the position, we've already reviewed all the documents, we've already made decisions on what we can use and what we can't use and what crimes have been committed. So the question is, will the Justice Department indict a former president for merely possessing and retaining documents that were created during his administration? And that's why they keep pointing out the Presidential Records Act, because it contemplates that the president might actually possess and retain some of these documents in a negotiation with the National Archives about what will be returned. But that's very different, Rob, from what we heard a week or two ago about the idea of the Espionage Act. I don't think that's where they're heading now. The president doesn't appear to be a spy. It seems what they're saying is he mishandled classified documents and he obstructed justice in not returning them immediately. That's the seeming, at this point, is what all they seem to have, or at least that's all they've revealed.
You can't unsee what you've seen, right? So the FBI is looking through everything. They probably have photocopies and making notes on everything. So if a special master says, no, wait a minute, page 13, you're not allowed to see, what happens?
Is this for me, Rob?
Yeah, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah, no, I don't know. Here's one, Rob. Here's something for you. How do you take this case to a jury, right? Are they all going to get clearance? We've been told a week ago that everything that they took was of such a high classified level, top secret, special access only. You're not going to show it to anyone. And yet a week later, they're taking photographs of the front page of some of these documents. So I find the whole thing mind-boggling, because I'm not sure what the government is ultimately really saying. At this point, again, yes, they've already seen it. The question is, can they use it, right? So if, in fact, a special master determines that the attorney-client privilege, for instance, applies to some of these documents, then I guess they won't be able to show those to the jury at all. But we're still, no charges have been filed, Rob. We're not anywhere near an indictment.
Jenna, I mean, you're on the political end of this, too. You think, well, let me ask you this. Do you think the Justice Department will go so far as to actually indict him on something like this? I mean, he's not, on the phone with Putin saying, hey, I know this, you want it? I mean, it's some documents that he took, and they have them back. Do you think that they'll go as far as maybe indicting him? And if you're Trump's team, in a sick way, political way, is this a good thing if you're going to run for president, because you can now run on this?
Well, to go back to what Thane just said, I mean, this should be suppressed if there's any violation of attorney-client privilege, if there's anything that they reviewed that their taint team didn't catch. But that's the point of a special master, is to have an independent third arbiter so that the FBI, as the government, isn't trying to oversee itself. That's the whole point. And so, I don't know that they'll go as far as indicting a former president. They shouldn't, especially over something like this. But the whole point here, and all we've seen from the DOJ, doesn't make any sense other than when you put it in the context of political theater. That's all that they're doing, to scatter these documents and have, all of these empty folders and this photo that now everyone has been talking about. They're using this for political theater and for political purposes when we're only 2 months ahead of the midterms. And President Trump is most likely going to be the Democrats' opponent in 2024. I don't think that'll be against Joe Biden, but, one never knows. That's all that they're doing. And they have been doing this for the last 6 years, just trying to target President Trump and go after him for something. Nothing else has worked. This is just the latest in a whole line of accusations and frivolous things that have ultimately gone nowhere. And I anticipate that whether or not there is brazen to try to target him and actually indict him over something as ridiculous as this, they're not going to get very far, because the American people see through this, and this is ultimately not going to be justice, nor would it score any type of political points that they hope.
Well, this is going to be real interesting if they go the indictment route. I mean, this country, you think it's split apart right now? Whew, just wait. Jenna Ellis and Thane Rosenbaum, thank you so much. And by the way, Biden had his turn on Thursday. And remember to keep it here tonight, because President Trump will rally in Pennsylvania, and this should be a doozy. Newsmax will have special coverage starting at 6 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you tune in. You don't want to miss this. This is going to be the rebuttal. Oh, this is going to be fun.